Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tammy. This is Happiness Created. I have a really great video to share with you today, so let's jump in. This video is part of the 5 Under 5 challenge hosted by Emily from Farm Charm Chic, Missy from the Crafty Cove, and CeeJ from CeeJ DIY. I will have all of their links to their channels as well as the playlist in my description box down below. So for this first project, I am taking these snowshoes I got from the Target dollar spot. Now they were $5, but if you can see here, I'm taking off the greenery and the jute bow. So I'm deducting money for that. It's the only way I can make this work. So now I am going to take one of the snowflakes from the Dollar Tree. They came 4 in that little hanger, and so I'm just taking one, and I'm going to use my white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to give it just one coat. And then once that is painted, I am going to take one of these Let It Snow laser cutouts from the Dollar Tree as well. And those came, I believe they were 6 in a pack. So whatever that is. I don't know, like 18 cents maybe? I don't know, something like that. So anyways, I took some of my Crystal Waverly chalk paint and I dabbed it on just the top of the wording. And then I have this imitation snow and I just sprinkled it on all of the words. Now I start off by gluing the snowflake and then the words to the top of the snowshoes, but I do end up changing that, as you'll see momentarily. So because I wanted to add a bow to this, I decided that I was going to take the snowflake and just move it down the snowshoes. Let me tell you, that hot glue, like, doesn't usually stick like that, but it was stuck. I did manage to get it off though, and now, like I said, I'm just going to glue it down a little lower on the snowshoes. And now I'm taking some of this gorgeous ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I used it in another project. I will link that down below. But what I'm doing is I'm just making a loop and I'm just hot gluing it to it itself. And I will do that with both of these strips that I cut. One of these is just like a silver, shimmery silver, and the other one it's like sheer and it has like silvery snowflakes on it. I just thought it was very appropriate for this project. And then I'm taking another couple of pieces and I'm going to make those my tails. And then I have some of this white, I don't want to call it twine. It's like a string, I guess, that they sell at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just using that to cinch everything together. And then I will end up dovetailing all of the ends of the tail before I hot glue it in place. Okay, and then I take the greenery that I took off, but I only take a couple pieces of it, so it really doesn't count, right? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna just glue a couple of these pieces right on top of the bow. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the little snowflake cutouts that came in a bag of, I don't even know how many, 25, I guess, I think. I don't know. And I'm just dabbing on that crystal from Waverly, and I'm just going to glue that right in the center just to try to hide the glue from the greenery. And then I just decide to take my paintbrush with the white chalk paint on it, and I'm just brushing the greenery to give it like a snowy look. And I just kind of put a little bit on the top just to, I don't know, make it look like there's snow up there too. But that's about it after I fluff the bow. I guess I don't fluff the bow. I guess I cut that out. But I do fluff the bow, and there it is. I just think for something so simple, it came out so cute. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. One of Doug's guns is missing. So for this next project, I'm taking a candle holder and one of the sleds that were sold at the Dollar Tree. And I just cut the tag off, and that's pretty much it. So I'm taking this caulk from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm just gonna squirt some in the bottom, and I'm gonna take one of my popsicle sticks and just kind of stir it around. I want to cover the bottom, and I am also going to run it up the sides of the candle holder. So I end up, my mission is to try to cover all of the glass on the inside with the caulk. So once that's done, I'm just going to kind of put it aside, let it kind of dry a little bit. And I'm going to take some of the Waverly Antique Wax. I do end up cutting off the twine from the sled just so that I can paint it all. And I'm just going to go over the top part alone with a coat of the antique wax. And then I'm going to take one of my wipes, and I'm just going to wipe the excess off. And then I'm just going to take the white Waverly chalk paint, and I am going to paint the rest of everything on the sled in the white. And then once that's all dry, I'm going to take the sled and I'm just going to stand it up in the candle holder. And then originally I was just going to put the caulk in there, but it would have taken a lot of tubes. So I started out just kind of dripping it on the sled and said, nope, this is not going to work. So I took one of those, the white fluffy cloths from the automotive section of the Dollar Tree, and I just cut a few strips out of that and filled the majority of this candle holder with the cloth. And then once I had it filled enough, then I went in with the caulk and I just covered all of the cloth and kind of topped it off with the caulk. And then I did take more of the caulk, as you saw, I think, or you're going to see right now. And I just kind of went like over the pieces that were in the upright position so that it looked like the snow had settled on there and maybe dripped a little bit. Well, the snow, melted snow. You get it. Anyway, so then I'm going to take that fake snow again, and I am just going to cover the top as well as any of the caulking that I put on the sled. And yeah, I'm just going to cover everything so that it has like a little sparkle to it. So then I just take the twine that was originally on the sled and I am just going to restring it and tie it off and just leave it kind of sticking up, I guess. And then I'm taking a couple more of those little snowflakes from the Dollar Tree, and I am going to use the Crystal Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to give them each a quick coat. And then I will glue those to the sled. And then I decided that I wanted some wording on the glass piece. So I just cut out "Let It Snow" with my Cricut and a couple little snowflakes, and I'm just going to add that to the candle holder. And then once I finish adding the vinyl, that's it. Isn't this so stinking cute? I just can't even stand it. I love it so much. You'll have to let me know what you guys think.
Important message for everyone on Medicare. Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now because there may be plans with additional benefits available that are simply not covered under Medicare Parts A and B. That's right, there are people on Medicare but don't have a Medicare Part C plan, which covers everything in.
So for this project, I'm taking one of the crates from the Dollar Tree. Again, I'm going to use that crystal blue color from Waverly, and I'm going to give the entire crate one coat of the paint. So then I am so sorry, guys. I am still not used to this camera angle. I don't know if I'll ever be, but I'm working on it. But anyways, I took one of these Let It Snow laser cutouts, and I'm just dabbing on some of the white Waverly chalk paint. And then I put that aside so that I can work on the inside of this crate. So I'm taking some of the floral foam and I'm just going to hot glue it to the bottom of the crate. And then I take one of the Christmas trees, the white ones from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick it right in the center. So once I get all of the branches pulled down, I decide that I'm going to take it and just hot glue it to the foam. So just pull it out, put a little hot glue on the bottom and stick it back in. And then I'm going to take one of those white cloths from the automotive section again, and I'm just going to put it in the crate to cover the foam. And then what I end up doing is I glue the words to the front of the crate. And then I find some of these lights that I've had in my stash forever. I think I got them for like 90% off at Rite Aid. So I took the battery pack and I cut a little hole out of the floral foam and I just stuck it in the back of the crate and put the white cloth back in. And then I am just stringing the lights onto the tree. And that's it for this project. It was so short and sweet, but I think it came out so adorable. I love having the lights on, especially at night. I still have some of my lights out in my living room. Eventually I'll take them down, but not yet. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, for this next one, I'm taking one of the chalkboards from the Dollar Tree, and I am just going to put one coat of the Waverly Antique Wax. I'm just going to use a wipe, and I'm just going to cover all of the wood. And then I got one of these I got a bunch of these snowflakes, but I take one of these snowflakes that I got from Michael's. They're really, really thick, solid wood, really nice. And I'm just going to give it one coat of the Waverly white chalk paint. And then I take more of the antique wax. And again, I'm sorry for the camera angle. I do a little bit of a dry brush on the snowflake, and then I cover the wording, the Let It Snow words, with the antique wax as well. So I'm hot gluing the snowflake to the back of the chalkboard, and then the wording right on top of that. And then I found these bows, and they have little snowflakes on them at Walmart on their winter clearance. They're so cute, guys. And I just thought it would be perfect for this project. So I kind of trimmed down the ends so that they were even. And I took they have just like a bread tie on them. So I took that off, and I took some of the white string out. I lied. I took some of the jute twine, and I wrapped it around the center of this bow, and that's it. Glued it to the corner. That's it. So simple, so beautiful. I love this one so much as well. I think I love them all, but I may be biased. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this one. Okay, we've made it to the last one. So I am taking one of those bamboo cutting boards from the Dollar Tree, and I found these little mittens from Michael's. They were on clearance. I think I paid 20 cents for them. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to take the string off, and I'm just going to use the mittens by themselves. And then I have these geometric beads, which you can see on the left-hand side of this frame, that I just covered with the antique wax as well. Then I'm going to take one of the pages out of my paper pad, one of the paper pads that I got from Michael's. There we go. They were buy one, get two free, so I did. So anyways, this has little sleds on it. So I traced it and cut it, and then I just decided that I was going to rip the edges. So that's what I did. And then I took one of the glue sticks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go around all of the edges and a little bit in the center. And then I'm just going to glue it to that bamboo cutting board. And then I'm just taking a small amount of the Mod Podge. I just use the matte, Mod Podge. And I'm just going over it to just kind of seal it onto the board itself. And then I'm going to take the mittens, and I take the Waverly chalk paint in crimson, and I do the bottom of the mittens in the crimson, and then I end up doing the top part of the mittens with the white Waverly chalk paint. So it sort of looks like, what am I trying to, like the fur? You know, you remember. If you're old enough, you remember those anyway. I don't know if they still have them anymore, but anyway, so, and then I just glue the gloves right to the top of the board. And then I take some of the twine and I just kind of wrap it around the top part of this sign. And then I had a hard time with these little feet to keep this thing standing up. So what I did was I took my finger sander and I sanded these. I couldn't get it to stand up. Anyway, I took the finger sander, sanded off the bottom of the back a little bit, and then I took some wood glue and hot glue, and that worked. So now I'm taking the twine and I'm just going to wrap it around two of my fingers, and then with the edges, I just wrap it around the center of this bow. After I twist the center. I think you saw that. But anyways, I tie the center and spread it apart, fluff it a little bit, and then I hot glue it to the side of this picture. And now I'm taking my lighter to burn all of the little hairs that are sticking up from this. And see, that foot fell off. Maybe I did the scraping after. I don't remember. But anyways, I did sand it. They ended up staying much better. Once I got all the hairs off, that was it. Look at how stinking cute this thing is, guys. I love this thing. I think it's adorable. Let me know what you guys think. So I would like to thank Emily and Missy and CeeJ for allowing me to participate in this playlist. I hope that I stuck by the rules enough. I think I did. But anyways, I had such a great time making these. I've been in a little bit of a slump, and I think this really pulled me out. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a great big thumbs up for me. It really, really helps me out. If you're coming over from the playlist and you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you'll consider hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video, and share with your family and friends. And I will see you next time. Bye.